Tuning your human biofield. Tell me how you feel. Hello, collective. Just listen to the sounds. Calling all star seeds. Raising the vibration one life at a time. Hello, collective. It's me, Patience, your favorite psychic spirit medium host of Spirit News on Spotify, where we teach you about your non-physical energy and how you're a non-physical human having a human experience. We are so excited to be with you. I'm just fixing I got 2 lives going at the same time, so I'm gonna make it work. You guys, I love you so much. We love you so much. I'm here with my very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle, Mish, Mirabelle, and Mantis. Those are my trifecta of spirit guides. Everybody has spirit guides. Everybody does. You would not be sent here to the earth plane without a team of spirit guides. All you have to do is ask, though. Your guide cannot infringe on your free will. You have to ask for their help. You have to ask for what you need from them, because they can't just help you without you giving them permission, because it goes against the law of free will. That is a universal law here in this universe of duality. The law of free will is a very important one, because we can infringe on people's free will all the time and not even know it, and not even understand that we're creating karmic debt for ourselves when we do that. When you try to control somebody, when you try to sadistic, spirit just said sadistic. When you enjoy taking people's power away, when you go out of your way to ensure that you control somebody's actions or thoughts, when you manipulate them, that's going against their free will. When you take action to purposefully take someone's power or control them, that's going against someone's free will. So it happens on many different levels, even on the most simplest level, as helping someone when they didn't ask for your help. That happens all the time. You can you can have a friend who feels like they have to help you because they see that you're in need of help, but you never asked. But they help you anyway, and it ends up being something that you didn't want, or it ended up turning something into something you didn't need because you never asked for it. So we have to be careful and keep that in mind, that this is spirit said trade. That this is a free will universe, and we cannot infringe on others' free will. We have to give permission, and and that is also goes towards divination. You can't do tarot cards and Ouija boards and whatever you're doing, scrying, crystal balling, to spy on other people without their permission. You can't read people without their permission. You can't do that because they didn't give you permission. Okay? You can't know people's thoughts and stuff without asking them. You can't tap into people's energy without their permission. That's why we do collective reads, because the collective, whoever's joining, is giving permission. By joining, by watching, is giving permission to be read, or whatever's in the energy. So, or we're reading, we're spirit is giving us energy to read of people who have infringed on people's free will. So that's why we do the energy reads on a collective level. And if anyone wants a personal reading, I do personal readings, but again, you're giving permission. So we want to remember that when we're doing tarot card readings, when we're dabbling in spirituality, when we're doing divination of any kind. I really suggest you put the divination down unless you've done the work to clear your field to 144,000 hertz and you're a responsible emotional person, that can be responsible for your actions, your emotions, and the reasons why you're doing something. If you're doing something to help someone and you know the rules of the universe and you are in contact with God and your spirit guides, getting advice from them, being guided by them, that's different. Okay, that's called a high priestess, a high priest. That's somebody who's tapped in, that is ordained by God to be able to do the divination, because they're not doing it to spy on people, they're doing it to be of service. And it is our honor to be of service. I am a childhood psychic. I was born psychic. I was born this way. God made me this way. And I repressed my psychic abilities up until 4 or 5 years ago, where we were guided by my spirit team to document it on our TikTok. If you want to see all of our spirit nuggets, they are all divinely guided. We also have a podcast on a podcast on Spotify called Spirit News, where we have more metaphysical information. If you want to know more about your non-physical energy and how you're a spiritual being having a human experience, you can definitely go find that through our bio, through the link, through the Instagram, or I'm sorry, through the YouTube. So we love you so much. It says I have some comments. Let me see. No, don't. I don't know how to see comments. Sorry, I'm new to the TikTok on the TikTok live, but anywho, you guys, I have been thinking about Gabby Petito all freaking week, all week long, and I usually like to wait to see if it keeps on picking at me, poking at me as something I should read, or something that's trying to contact me, because I'm new to my abilities. We believe everybody's psychic and everybody has the ability to be psychic. Certain people have thinner veils. I'm here with a thinner veil trying to understand my abilities. And so what I'm learning is that energy is very subtle. It's very subtle, and it can come in as a random thought that you weren't even thinking a second ago, but all of a sudden you have that thought. It can come in through music. It can come in through animals. There's so many other ways besides a conversation where spirit can talk to you, but you have to be open and receptive to it. So I've been getting lots of Gabby Petito hits, and then I was doing my protection and my meditation and my prayer. And how do I get rid of this? Oh, there we go. And I was cleaning up my space, and this card fell out. And look, it looks just like Gabby Petito. It looks just. Spirit just said "Asci," ASCII. What the heck is that? ASCII. American Standard Code for Information Interchange is a character encoding standard for electronic communication. Oh my gosh, that's what we're doing with the necrometer. We're doing electric telecommunication with spirit. Spirit, stop being so cute. Stop being so cute all the time. So, yeah, this card fell out. It looks just like Gabby Petito. So that was my confirmation that she wants to come through, which I'm happy to have her. I want to thank everyone for all the love and support for me and for our spirit team. And we're so happy to be here to show you what it looks like for us. Not for you to do it like us, but to show you that it can be done, to ask for guidance from your own spirit team. 1144 to take the guidance that is always suggested. It's always a suggestion. Spirit will never make you do anything or make you feel like it has to be urgently done, or that if you don't do it, something bad will happen. Spirit always comes from a place of unconditional love, and it's always a suggestion, and we have followed it, and we are becoming master manifestors, co-creators of the universe, and we're so happy to be here with you, and we thank you for all your love and support, truly, from the bottom of our hearts. The donations, the emails, the confirmations, the comments, the likes, the shares. We are so honored to be here. So, looks just like Gabby Petito. She's an angel now. Looks just like her. It says, have confidence. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. Wasn't I just saying that we have trusted in Spirit's guidance? Oh, I love you. So, Gabby Petito, please tell me Thank you so much, Holy Divine Spirit, for all of my blessings. I am so grateful for all the guidance, love, and support. I have everything I need, and I'm happy right now, and everything works out for me. Please tell us a clue so we can understand Gabby Petito's human perspective of her human experience. Thank you so much. Gabby, please be with us in our space, in my protective bubble. If you are in divine energy and in a place of healing and would like to come forward, we would love to have you. Let's start with a song, shall we? All right. Let's start with a song on Spotify. We'll do a shuffle mix of. Hold on one second. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so happy to have taught you something. All right, let me see. So let's do Daily Mix 4 since it was 11:44 a second ago. We're going to do shuffle. All right, Spirit, give us a song. Woke Up Late, Dax Project and Haley Steinfeld. Woke up late somewhere far away from home. Wasn't Gabby Petito and her boyfriend Brian? I think his name was Brian. Weren't they away from home? Pockets empty, wallet gone, the sun is streaming all on down on my face. Laying down on someone's bed, a girl that I had hardly met. My head is spinning like I've been out days. Now you're waking up too, lying next to me in your room. Not quite used to someone so new. Did you catch my name? And Spirit said, what is your name earlier? Spirit said, what is your name at the beginning? Wonder how long I slept in. I don't know where the hell I've been. I know that's all right. Last night we met at 1. Drink till 2, dance till 4, walked you home. Awake till dawn, slept till noon. And now I want more. I got that taste. It's in my mouth. It's like I had too much last night. It just felt so right because of you. Now I could go or I could stay. I got nothing planned today, and I know that's all right. Last night we met at 1. You know, this really aligns with what they were doing. I believe, if I remember correctly, and I didn't want to look anything up. I just wanted to I wanted to be organic. I didn't look anything up, but from what I recall from the news, when Gabby passed, is that they were YouTubers, travel vloggers. They're travel vloggers, and they were away from home, and they had that van that they converted into like some little sleeper van or something. Um, and they're from Florida, I believe. But this says pockets empty, wallet gone. Laying down on someone's bed. Could Brian have cheated on Gabby? It also says, I don't know where the hell I've been. Wonder how long I slipped in. It also implies that there may have been some drinking involved because it says, I don't know where I've been. And my head is spinning like I've been out for days. Something happened where there may have been some kind of. Maybe they went on a bender or something. I'm not sure yet. Laying down on someone's bed, a girl that I hardly met.
Leave him.
Leave him. Spirit said, leave him. Well, I don't know yet. We're going to draw more cards to find out, but she could have found out he had cheated on her and in maybe a place far from home. It's in my mouth. It's like I had too much last night. It's in my mouth. It's in my mouth. It's like I had too much last night. I got that taste. I want more. Huh. They could have been doing drugs and alcohol, you guys. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. Holy Divine Spirit, let's look in the dream book. Please give us another clue of your human experience so we can figure out what happened to you.
Foams.
Foams? Spirit said foams. Foams. Emotions. Human emotions. Love. The emotional flavor of a dream has a and this flavor, look, this has flavor in parentheses. And this says, it's in my mouth. It's like I had too much. I got that taste. Flavor. Flavor. Huh. Interesting. So, her subconscious was warning her that that everything isn't as it seems. She was starting to realize her deepest fears. She may have been Spirit may have been sending her dreams about her deepest fears and situations that she had no control over. She was accompanied by a feeling of unease and fear. She may have ignored a feeling that accompanied that was with her with company that she had, possibly with Brian. She may have, Megan, Spirit just said Megan. She may have felt an unease of fear because her subconscious was warning her the whole time that nothing was as it seemed, and that her dreams were reflecting her deepest fears of something that she knew she had no control over, or she feared that she didn't have control over a situation. About her significance. Hmm. She wasn't sure whom her what is the she wasn't to whom or what is the love directed, question mark. Her partner suggested that they were happy and healthy and close to them, but that was only by sight because they were a stranger. And she subconsciously yearned, but they were a stranger that subconsciously yearned for variety and excitement in their life. They wanted to move towards being a celebrity, a dream that was more pleasant, that was more of a pleasant fantasy. So Brian was not actually in love with her. He was just pretending, or it says subconscious, so maybe he thought he was, but he yearned for variety and more excitement. Hate. Hatred is a dangerous and ugly emotion. One we would probably rather not acknowledge. He may have been ignoring that he wasn't in love with Gabby and that his his ability to not acknowledge that or to ignore that was making things worse. And he needed to address and manage it properly to avoid deep and lasting harm. He had a way of coping There's something he did to cope. He may have acted out because he was starting to loathe mentally and inflicted on Gabby. Hmm. Inflicted on the object of his hatred. Hmm. Because he couldn't escape from it. Was because he was stuck in a van with her in a because they were a situationship. They were a situationship. They were young and they thought that they wanted to do this thing. Spirit just said mouth and it said it's in my mouth. I got that taste, it's in my mouth. It's like I had too much last night. Spirit just said certain. I think he may have poisoned her. I think he may have poisoned her because this says flavor. Spirit said mouth. The song says mouth. I got that taste in my mouth. I think he started to hate her and felt like he was stuck with her because they were in a situationship. But they were stuck in that van. They were stuck in that van. They were traveling. They were doing a travel vlog, and he wanted to be a celebrity. He thought that this would be a pleasant fantasy to go on this adventure to reach some kind of celebrity. He thought it'd be exciting, but subconsciously he yearned for variety. He was only, it says she only knew him by sight. So there, which says to me it was superficial. They he was a stranger to her because he was just pretending to be her partner because he subconsciously didn't want to be with her. He just wanted celebrity, but he thought he would have fun because she was creating a travel blog that maybe it was blackmail. Spirit just said blackmail. Hmm. Interesting. Because agreed. Yeah, he just. What else, Spirit? So he followed what appealed to him intimately. So it was a physical relationship, it was a situationship. It was something that they didn't realize would have such a great emotional impact. They thought they were writing and conducting and orchestrating the music of their waking life, but it took vital force away in the background. It ended up being a controlling force that was at play because part of the team wanted to be in the spotlight but wasn't a team player. The music they played, the music they played,
Peace.
peace. This is metaphorical, but they were writing music together that wasn't actually portraying how they felt in real life. They were making content that made them seem like they were this great couple that was so in love and and doing so great because they wanted the spotlight. But Brian didn't actually love her and Gabby was looking at him superficially as a way to enhance her look as a travel blogger. This is the very thing that we need to start learning about as we go into our content creator universe because anybody can create content. Anybody can create content and they can say whatever they want and they can say they're this and say they're that and put it on the screen and then you have no choice but to believe them. And so that's
Victoria.
that's why it's we teach you about energy so you can learn discernment, which we our latest episode of Spirit News is called The Art of Spiritual Discernment. You can watch anybody, you can talk to anybody, you can
Justin.
be in any kind of situation and you using your your spiritual discernment or reading the energy, you will be able to tell if somebody is legit, if somebody is authentic, if somebody is real, and it will filter out the people who lie, who cheat, who scam, who are not being their authentic selves to try to sell themselves to us, you know? Those are the kind of content creators or artists or people in general that you want to avoid. We don't want to have content creators that aren't being themselves. This is a prime example of two young people who got into a situationship that both subconsciously did not truly love each other. Their love was conditional. It was, they stayed together to help enliven their own benefit, to create content. It wasn't
preface,
because they were in love. And this man, Brian, and I have to say this is for entertainment purposes only. I cannot prove any of this. I'm just reading the energy. This person, Brian, was not was not in cooperation with Gabby. They weren't on the same wavelength. They were, when the camera's off, they were fighting, they were disagreeing. He was going out wherever he could, wherever they were at, to local bars, and he was cheating on her, and it was not fun. You know, it wasn't fun and love and carefree. That's just what their social media portrayed. Okay. It was complex and they lacked discipline. They could have been drinking. They could have been doing drugs, or he was, one or both of them were. And it was creating stress, and it was lacking cooperation. They were not playing in tune. They were off key.
4,
Okay. Creatures. Over time, Brian may have became more animalistic because they started to resent Gabby. He started to resent Gabby. They started to hate each other, basically.
notice,
They started to hate each other, but they were stuck with each other because they both bought that truck. They were both in a small space together. They both had one means of transportation. They put themselves in a situationship where they had to regularly appear to people as being a significant and prominent um,
market,
influencer. But in real life, they seldom encounter they were snakes to each other. They were fighting and they were not healthy. They weren't having a healthy relationship. They built they built this upon some fantasy they had and didn't think in the long term of what it would do to them mentally, emotionally, to put themselves in such a small space and not actually have unconditional love for each other. Their relationship was totally based on benefiting off each other for celebrity, for status, okay? Both of them. Except Brian has some kind of, I don't know, he may have some kind of, um, I want to choose my words carefully. He may have some propensity to wanting Gabby to be subservient, to be domesticated, to basically, he had some control issues, okay? And
spells,
Spirit said spells. He could have been trying to love bomb her and then, you know, realize that she's kind of like his meal ticket because it's her travel vlog. You know, it's really her travel vlog. So he resented her, he's starting to hate her because they didn't really actually love each other, and it started to show. He may have been doing like word magic, you know, which is just manipulation, lying, saying, you know, putting her down and then the next minute love bombing her, you know, because he was trying to control the condition and her independence. And he could possibly be cruel sometimes. He wanted her to be subservient and kind of, do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. Mm. He wanted to be the he wanted to be the leader of the pack. He wanted to be the one that everyone looked at affectionately, like he was man's best friend, like he was faithful and affectionate, but really he was controlling and dominating. And it was her travel vlog, so that's another that's another thing that put them in perilous condition is the power dynamic. He wants celebrity through her travel vlog, but it's her travel vlog. So it's like
Radio.
who said radio? So he was trying to control the dial. He was trying to take control of her creation. And she's like, no, you can be part of it because it looks good if we're together, taking pictures together, like we're in some happy relationship. But they weren't in a happy relationship. It was all fake. It wasn't real. I don't understand. If you have content that you think is valuable for the collective that you want to share with people, why do you have to pretend to be in a relationship? Wouldn't it be more authentic to say, this isn't working for me. I want to be true to myself and not be in this relationship. Nobody cares if I feel like people are more forgiving when you're honest about your mistakes you've made rather than continue to live a lie and then present a lie to the world, and then behind the scenes you're not even happy. You have to, every time the camera turns on, you have to pretend that you're happy. I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me. What else? Please tell us more. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm so grateful for the messages and to get a higher perspective of this linear view so we can understand what happened from your human experience. I'm so grateful. Please give us an image card to give us more information. Spirit was saying something about mouth. Something, it says, it's in my mouth. I got that taste. It's in my mouth. I had too much last night. And the necrometer said mouth. So I'm wondering if Brian may have kind of snapped a little because he was in a just real, I don't think he was altogether emotionally to begin with. Come back with the ball. Come back with the ball. I think he may have left her stranded. Correct. Spirit said correct. I think he may have left her with something. Look, and this dog has something in their mouth. And the dream book said domesticated like a dog. He wanted her to be So what I'm getting in the morning, thank you, Spirit. So what I'm getting is that Brian was not in control of his emotions. He allowed his subconscious desire to want variety and excitement to turn into resentment for Gabby, because I don't think Gabby truly, this was a situationship, okay? I think these two people were young and dumb and full of you know what, and didn't realize that what they were feeling was very superficial. They wanted each other for superficial reasons, and this person, Brian, this masculine energy, was a very dominating, controlling person to begin with. He was like a stranger towards the end. He pretended to be someone who was full of love and affectionate and all that because he wanted to be part of the travel vlog. He wanted to be part of the travel vlog so he could become a celebrity of some kind to possibly make money. But he did not have control of his emotions. Being in that environment where you're in a small space, you're with somebody who you're starting to hate, you can't control your anger, they're arguing all the time. He wants control over her content, he wants to be the one who's viewed as the one. It's basically a dynamic where he, as a man, he doesn't want the woman to be doing better than him. Fancy, yeah. He doesn't. Gabby is like an angel, just like just like this. She's an angel. She's capable. She's doing the damn thing, and she's kind of taking him along for the ride. But he doesn't want people to view him as the backseat driver. He wants to be in control because in our society we often train men to believe that they have to be the leaders and they have to be the ones that are doing the thing, and if women are doing it, then that makes them insignificant, or something like that. In a fit of rage, or he could have actually been drunk, because the song is saying drink till 2. He may have done something that he two. I said drink till 2. So just said 2. They could have both been drinking. They got into a very heightened argument where maybe he was telling her to shut up and to stop talking to him, and she wouldn't. And he may have stuck something in her mouth and accidentally asphyxiated her. That's what I'm getting. I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he did it because he can't control his emotions, and he did it out of a fit of rage where they were in a drunken argument, which if you're drinking, we said this in the last episode where I believe it was Shanquilla Robinson. Her friends became violently drunk and did something to her that they regret. Alcohol is not your friend. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you now. Spirit says alcohol is not ever your friend. So I have all these instruments here. So he may have accidentally asphyxiated her by putting something in her mouth, or putting his hand over her mouth. Maybe she couldn't breathe, but he was drinking. So, he didn't have good spatial awareness. He wasn't aware of his strength or something like that. So I don't know for sure. I can't prove that, but that's what I'm getting here. He realized once he did this that he wasn't the dream book talking about music, that he was playing the wrong tune. He realized immediately that he made a huge mistake. So he had to come up with an idea. I just keep coming up with great ideas. He had to come up with some kind of idea because he was trying to figure out what he was going to do after he accidentally, look, domesticated her. Okay? Yeah, it was an accident. He had to put on a show, the greatest show on earth. He had to have confidence in himself to put the greatest show on earth on, because he thought it'd be a great idea to put his hand over her mouth. This is when you act out of rage, when you act out of anger, you do things reactively that you wouldn't normally do. That's why we teach you that it's important to control your emotions, to control your reactions, so you're responsive and not reactive, because emotions come and go. They're not meant to stay. They're not an actual um uh it's not an actual how what's the word? it's not meant to be who you are in that moment. You're a part of yourself. You're not your actual personality. You're exhibiting a heightened emotional state that was triggered by something that, and usually the trigger is created because it's meant to show you or guide you towards healing whatever triggered you. So if what his emotions would have been telling him from a higher perspective, what we're getting here is that he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy, and they were both forcing something to work that wasn't working. And because they were forcing it and having to pretend and put the greatest show on earth on, it was growing and growing and getting bigger and bigger for both of them to look at. This isn't working. This isn't, we don't care about each other like that. We're starting to hate each other. And so it was becoming something that was uncontrollable. I think she started to feel like she couldn't control him, and she probably started to become scared of whatever emotions he was going to exhibit at any given minute, because he has a very triggered emotional response to everything they do when they get into arguments and stuff. So he accidentally, and they got drunk one night. They were drinking. He may have cheated on her. There may have been some kind of confrontation about this, because behind the scenes, behind the camera, behind the travel vlog, what you're not seeing is that they're not happy. And so they're, hi Lex the goddess. And so he's going off, and he could have cheated. Confirmation, he could have cheated. She found out about it. She's like, well, this is not good for our blog or vlog or whatever. And they both were drinking. Okay, they were both drinking. I have 4 references now to it's in my mouth. It's like I had too much last night. So he may have either stuck something in her mouth or put his hand over her mouth while they were drunk, and then she may have passed out or blacked out, or he thought she blacked out, and then he just left her wherever. Spirit said certain when I said that last. Um, and this all happened because they wanted to be celebrities. I'm all for creating content. Shit, I'm creating content right now. And I'm not saying, to be like me, but I know in my heart that I'm creating the content because I want everyone to understand, the collective to understand. I want to be of service by using my psychic gift to show you about your emotions, to get a higher perspective of our linear view of situations that could have been avoided if we took the time to understand that we're not human. We're non-physical entities having a human experience. Our emotions come and go. Our emotions are meant to teach us about what we need to heal, to be a guiding system, not to attach ourselves to and believe that that's what we are in that moment. Brian accidentally unalived his girlfriend because they were in a situationship. They were putting on a show for for the clout, for to be celebrities. They thought they both had subconscious feelings that they weren't addressing because they didn't understand that their subconscious feelings are the way they truly feel. And when you're ignoring those signs, those red flags, you will eventually encounter the cause and effect of that. And I'm not saying that it'll always lead to death, but this could have been easily avoided if Gabby had just had the confidence in herself to do this travel vlog by herself. She didn't need somebody to be with her. She didn't need this guy who didn't treat her right, who was always playing the same tune, who was always having anger problems, who was always trying to assert dominance over her. She didn't need him to do the vlog. She just did it because she didn't want to be alone, basically, and because it looked better to have them be a couple. And then from a perspective of his point of view, is that he didn't want her to be successful without him. Okay, he thought that by being the backseat driver or not asserting dominance over her would make him look inadequate or incapable of having something of his own. So he was just following along, but he didn't want to look like he was just following along. But that's what he was doing because he was just following on her coattails, which is what they're just putting on a show. And so that resentment, because they weren't following their actual feelings or emotions about each other, they were just pretending. It grew and grew into resentment. Behind the scenes, there's very toxic fighting going on. There's lots of toxicity. Create content because you feel like you have something to share, not because you want to be famous, not because you want attention. Create content because you want to contribute to society, because you want to make society better, because you feel like what you have to share is important for the collective to help them find alignment, because you want to help, because you want to be of service. Those are the reasons you should want to be a creator, a co-creator of the universe, because you feel like you have something valuable to offer to the collective to help people, not to be famous. Let's all get along. Let's all get along. Yeah, he should have left a long time ago. He didn't trust his intuition either. He was just trying to get along so he could get the acclaim. But he was trying to milk it for everything he had. He was trying to milk it, and then this happened, and he had to end up trying to hide it. But it was too hard work. It was too hard for him to hide it because he felt too bad. It was the guilt. The guilt. The guilt of what he accidentally did because he couldn't control his emotions. What time is it? Alright. How can we heal it? How can we heal it? Thank you so much for sharing your perspective with us. How can we heal it? He accidentally asphyxiated her. He could have stuck something in her mouth or put his hand over his mouth. Self-love. If they had both learned how to love themselves, they would have been able to not to take care of themselves and to not be codependent on each other, to think that they needed each other to do whatever it was they wanted to do. He wanted to be famous or have celebrity through her, but he didn't actually love her, and she just didn't want to do what she had fun doing alone. She didn't want to be alone. Okay? It says, let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like I never before. Yeah, and they were in a small space together. Imagine having a roommate where you can't even leave the room. You know, you're in a tiny little car, doing everything together. You're both trying to do things your own way, but someone's trying to assert their dominance over you, who wants you to be subservient to them, and you're over here like trying to have your own confidence, trying to make your own way, and this person keeps on telling you, putting you down, and it was just a really bad environment to be in. It was not good. Letting go in reverse. Yeah, they couldn't let go. They couldn't let go of each other. They couldn't let go of each other. Yeah, Spirit said, yeah. They couldn't let go of each other, and they weren't following what was truly making them happy. I'll end it with this because I gotta go. Just know that whatever's meant for you will be easy. If it's easy, that means it's meant for you. If you have to keep trying, if you have to keep going through obstacles for something you're trying to accomplish, or if you have expectations for a certain way you want something to go, and you're only letting it happen one way, you're limiting the amount of ways the universe can bring you what you desire. And when you feel like you don't have the confidence to do something yourself or to execute something that you desire, someone's blocking my throat chakra. You you will not be able to let go of things that don't serve you. And so it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to feel good emotionally. It's supposed to be fun. If it's meant for you, it will be easy. You will get the opportunities. They will attract to you. You will not have to chase them. You will not have to control them or make them a way that you have to have them. You'll be able to let go and just let things flow. And all you have to do is imagine the way you want it to be, as long as it feels good emotionally. That's all you have to do. But this dynamic of Gabby Petito and Brian, what's his name? I forget, Brian something. Um, it's two people who forced something that was not meant to be for the wrong reasons, and they were creating something for the public for the wrong reasons. And when you have to pretend every time the camera comes on instead of being authentic, you're showing up to the whole world as something that you're not. And then behind the scenes, you have to go back to reality, and that's a mixing pot for disaster. Just show up authentically, no matter what mistakes you might be making. Be honest. And if you truly have self love for yourself, you will find the confidence to do something on your own. You will not have to be codependent on anybody. Okay? Thank you. I love you. Bye.